Well, hi everybody, and welcome back to episode 6 of the Corey Stories Audiobooks and Chatter podcast. Wow, what a name. You got to really try to manage what you can do on YouTube. There were several other Corey Stories podcast people out there, so I had to make mine a little longer. I have 4 books for you on this episode, and I have changed locations. I do have a little reading corner over here, and these are some of the books up here that have changed my life, have become favorites of all time. And so I put a little picture in video at the front so that you could see what those titles are. And I have talked about those on my knitting podcast, but now I've moved all of these over to be separate from the knitting content. So the first book that I have for you today is The Woman Next Door by Yewande Omotoso, and 288 pages, 8 hours long. We have a narrator here, Hortensia James, who is 85 years old, and she has been feuding in South Africa with her neighbor for many, many, many years. It is post-apartheid South Africa. She has a bad leg, and she's been waiting for her husband to die because she's in kind of a terrible marriage. So she has got kind of a bad attitude. Hortensia is the only Black owner in the entire colony, but her neighbor, Marian Agostino, I had to get that right, is a recent widow who is facing financial ruin. And she's an architect who designed the house that Hortensia lives in, but she was never able to purchase it. So there is this animosity that goes on between these two women. It felt a little forced, like it just didn't develop the why they would hate each other so much over time. It just kind of happened quickly at the beginning of the book. But I had gotten this recommendation for a number of people. But Hortensia decides to kind of remodel the house. And therein lies this setting where we're reconstructing this house and we're reconstructing a relationship. They have to become friendly to rely on one another because of some situations that happened. I'm going to give this about 3.5 stars. I thought it was good. I didn't want to stop listening to it, but it wasn't great. It wasn't, something that I'm going to put up on my shelf forever. But yeah, it was a good story. So that's where I'm going to land on that one. Okay, this second book, have I got a wild one for you. This is The Leaving Room by Amber McBride. 224 pages, only 3 hours, but it's a novel in verse. And you know that right away as you're listening, but might have been better to read this one, right? Because you could see the setup of how the printed word was on the page. This was really interesting. It's about the death of a child, of any child, and the 4 minutes that pass between life and death. And they go to this room called the Leaving Room, where there's a young girl named Gospel who is the manager, and she does not understand the kind of why she is there or where she is, but she helps these children pass through for the moments in time that they're there. This is thought-provoking. It makes you think about things and the afterlife in a way as an adult that you may never have thought of it before. It's fascinating. She imagines that there are leaving rooms everywhere, but you're never really sure if there are leaving rooms everywhere, and is there a transition period? She imagines it like a walk-in closet where there are jars in this room of the memories of those who have passed before. I just don't even have the words to describe how fascinating this was. Definitely worth the 3 hours that you would listen, and especially if you speed up your listening time at all. Just a really fascinating, thought-provoking book. Makes me want to go and read and listen to some of Amber McBride's other books. The next book I have is another just thumbs up from me, Where the Rivers Merged by Mary Alice Monroe. 352 pages, 12 hours long. Don't you love an older woman protagonist who is got her act together? This family wants to sell the plantation out from under her, and she is having none of it. I love this. This takes place in the low country of South Carolina, and things are starting to change. There is this grand estate that has been in the family for generations, and she wants to deed it over to become a preserve that no one can ever change. And her children are struggling with that, especially her son. You get the whole multi-generational story of this family. And, you know, you always hate that son that wants the money, right? But it goes in places that you don't expect it to. And the audiobook was just really good. Highly recommend. Could be one of my top books of the year because it was just so enjoyable. You just really fall in love with the scion, Eliza, who is 88 years old and is just gonna hang on till the end, right? Oh yeah, it's really good. The last book I have for you today is The Trees by Percival Everett, and I might be one of the only people who didn't love his other book. 309 pages, 7 hours and 43 minutes. This is a satirical story about two detectives who find a body that they have to try to solve the murder for. And these two Black detectives are sent to Money, Mississippi to try to solve this crime, and then they find that there have been previous crimes like it, so it's kind of a serial killer thing. This will make you laugh, but just also cringe, just cringe. I am not a huge fan of satire. It gives me the kind of icky feeling. Another one of those books that I think needs to be read, like James, but just is harder to read, perhaps. So these two detectives don't seem to kind of understand what is going on. And the novel really pokes fun at some of the people in the South. And sometimes that's hard for me. But there are people who will find this laugh out loud funny and then also eye-opening. So I have to rank this kind of with a grain of salt. It wasn't my type of book, but I can understand how some people would really love it, and you probably should listen to it. Okay, that's all I've got for you this week, and I will see you in 2 weeks with episode 7. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe, won't you? This is a new channel for me, and I'm trying to grow it a little bit.